Here are the top 5 tools and strategies for craps players to increase their success at the game. Number 1, dice control, practice table, or rig. Enhances controlled dice throwing or dice influencing. A practice rig includes a craps table layout, a back wall made of pyramid, rubber, and dice. You also need a throwing station and a base table. Regular consistency in throwing mechanics and minimizes randomness. Benefit: it helps reduce the house edge by avoiding certain numbers and promoting others with your controlled influence throw. Number 2, bankroll management system. Purpose: it ensures longevity and discipline at the table. Use a money management system like the 80-20 rule, allocating 80% of your bankroll for safe, low-risk bets and 20% for a more aggressive, higher-risk strategy. You can also use of total risk at any one time, such as our base opening strategy is we don't risk any more than 10% of our total bankroll in front of us at any one moment, unless we have an element being one against the other. It avoids impulsive betting and preserves capital during losing streaks. Number 3, you need an odds calculator, an app, or some type of simulation or simulator. We suggest crapsy.live is both available on web-based and app. This allows you to simulate a real game, strategies, and it also has great tracking and features that allows you to test the percentage of edge, who has at what time, at every from roll. Very big help. Number 4, you need a betting strategy guide. So I don't believe in rigid strategies, but what I do believe in is a game plan and a guide, but you need to have the flexibility with the ebbs and flows of the game. So what I suggest instead is you adopt 3 separate strategies, each that have their own use. One for the 3 different games or ebbs and flows of the table. You need a strategy for when the table is going poorly, a lot of 7 outs. You need a strategy when it's choppy, back and forth, and you need another strategy that's far more aggressive when a couple of things line up. Either A, the table is red hot, you are red hot, or you are way up and the table is just so-so, but still moving in a positive direction. Any one of those 3 things happening at once, or if they're all happening at the same time, you need to be able to be flexible and not afraid to take bigger risks, because the risk of you losing money has now diminished. Now, being back closer to even if things go against you immediately. But in the short run, if you can keep that streak going just a little bit longer, pressing your numbers at a little bit faster and higher rate than you normally would, say, in the beginning, right? This is going to allow you to capitalize and maximize on your returns. But again, don't be greedy. You must have an element of regression style in every strategy you play. And the benefit, again, is it balances the risk and a reward to maximize your winnings over time and minimize your losses. Number 5, you need to keep records. So you need some type of journal, spreadsheet, logbook, what have you. This tracks the performance and improves decision-making in the future. You need to maintain the log of all the outcomes, the sessions in real life, but you also need to track your practice sessions. So every time that you try a new dice set with a new dice throw technique, you need to track those intentions and label them separately for exactly what type of technique and set it was. The minute you change any one of those elements, you need to then track those results in a vacuum. And you keep those all, because certain throws with certain sets will produce, as we know, certain numbers or a certain group of numbers. So the more skilled your toolbox becomes by knowing different throws and throw mechanics and methods married with different dice sets, if you choose to do that, right? That's all the different pages of record keeping you need. So if you have a spreadsheet and you've got all tabs at the bottom, you need to track sessions using a particular, off-axis type throws combined with the one hardways set. And then you also mix in target area, right? So all of these little different elements that what we use on a daily basis, if you're going to try and use them, I would suggest sticking with one first. Make sure you're delivering that consistently, and then stay with that shot, but change the small of the routine, the set or the target angle, and then log enough good log in a roll 1,000 maybe with that particular set of circumstances, and then make a slight change, create yourself a new page, and do that, and see what your dominant numbers are on, off axis, etc. Tracking is key. Number 5, mindset, or number 6, you need a winning mindset. You have to have the belief that you're going to overcome any obstacles or any results in the short term for long-term success. And you'll do this by making good strategic bankroll decisions in the beginning, and you trust and believe in yourself later in the session as your strengths and your skill begins to show itself in the game, because now you've gotten the feel of the table, and now you need to be willing to raise your bet to maximize your returns. At what stage of what game are you playing your best, right? When you first get started, or after you've seen that pitcher 3 times, or after you've already tried to go to the basket a couple of times on this guy and you know he's weak going to his left, or any of those other type of instances. You know more about the game in the later stages, so preserve your capital and keep your powder dry for when that moment comes. That way you're now not on such short money because you blew it in the beginning. But when you have the edge, now you leverage your bankroll against the casino. And that is the winning strategy and the top tools for success for any craps player. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you on the next one.